Our next keynote speech is by LEINA Hua, co-founder at ZVChain. This is Blockchain Finance Solutions for SME. Please welcome LEINA.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm LEINA. I'm the co-founder of ZVChain. Today, my topic is about blockchain solutions for small and medium enterprises. We all know that the financial ecosystem has existed more than thousands of years, with the monetary system powering civilization ahead. Now, every day, the global financial system has moved trillions of dollars and serves billions of people. But this system is not efficient as we thought in today's digital age. There are lots of problems should be solved. Till date, 45% of financial intermediaries suffers from economic crime. And this number accounts for 36% of the entire economy. And finally, the regulation costs increase, and it becomes the top concern for the bankers. Ultimately, this process needs to increase the process costs, and finally, our consumers suffer from the burden. So, why this financial industry or financial system has been so inefficient? I think at least there are three reasons. First is about it is an old and a legacy system. It contains a lot of onerous and paper-based documentation and old system process, which is unscalable and unpredictability. The third is about it is totally a centralized system. It means it is easier to be attacked and fail. The third is about it is very inexclusionary. We all know that until today, still billions of people in the world, they cannot get access to the basic financial services because they cannot present on the centralized financial system. But good thing is right now, we can use blockchain to solve these problems. It is true, nowadays, there are a lot of entrepreneurs that are trying to use blockchain technologies to solve these problems. And there are various of applications already exist to try to decentralize these financial services and the system and make it more efficient, faster, safer, and cheaper. So let's see how big is this decentralized financial market. So theoretically, it could be $1.8 trillion. How can we get this number? Let's just do a quick and simple mathematics here. Theoretically, the whole centralized financial system can be replaced by the decentralized services. Am I right? So it means theoretical, the whole centralized financial service volume can become the decentralized finance market volume. So we use the GDP of China, which is $10 trillion, plus the Americans' GDP, which is about $20 trillion, and also plus the rest $14 trillion in Europe, and times 4.5%, which is the average number generated by the financial industry. Then we get the number $1.8 trillion. It is a huge market. It is true, right now, there are a lot of decentralized applications already existed and provide different kind of services, and they are trying to replace the centralized financial services. This is a graph of about the DeFi ecosystem built on Ethereum. We can see that there are hundreds of different DeFi applications like lending, insurance, custody, knowing, all kinds of services. They are trying to replace the centralized financial services. But how big is the current DeFi market now? This is a graph shows that the DeFi value locked on the Ethereum, and it is roughly about $600 million. We also add the other DeFi applications built on other public blockchains like EOS. I think it couldn't be more than $1 billion compared with the potential market, which is $1.8 trillion. Right now, the current DeFi market is still on the early stage. It is still a long way to go, and there are still a lot of opportunities for us. And we think there are a lot of reasons why the DeFi market is not big enough. First of all, is because right now most of the DeFi applications actually are built on Ethereum because the smart contract on Ethereum is easy to use and programmed. But we all know that the scalability concern of Ethereum is still the main concern in this industry. Although the Vitalik announced they want to upgrade their mainnet using the sharding technology and add a layer 2 on current network, but I think it's still very challenging. So because of the reason and also because of the cross-chain technology is not mature enough, it means the applications built on other blockchains cannot interact with each other. The third is about, I think we still need to improve the user experience. We compared with those traditional internet applications like Alipay or GrabPay. We all know that if you download an app and you get your register and link to your bank account, then you can get access to different kinds of services like payment, like buying different financial stuff and transaction and all kinds of services. Only use one app. But look at the DeFi market now. If you want to use lending, if you want to use loan, if you want to use insurance, you have to download different kinds of applications. It means you have to do KYC again and again and converting different applications. It is very troublesome in today's digital age. The third thing is about right now, we all know that only digital assets can be used in the DeFi market, right? It means for the other traditional financial products like stocks, exchanges, we cannot make it to be a DeFi products. Not even mention about the commodities or traditional physical assets or online assets. Only when those physical assets and commodities can be moved on-chain, then I think the whole DeFi market can be big. And our team wants to find proper solutions for these current problems. First of all, we want to address the scalability and security by enhancing the fundamental infrastructure using Chain consensus algorithm. It is an innovative consensus algorithm with highly security and scalability in heterogeneous peer-to-peer networks. So basically, Chain, we complies VRF and BLAs, the top two leading cryptographic technologies. Through VRF technologies, the proposer can choose random and post-tag to make sure the high security and unpredictability with effectively prevent the malicious attack. And through BLAs is for the verification. It means the BLAs can be used for the verification effectively, and so it can achieve the high tolerance fault, and it can be instantly and immediately convert between different layers. And for the underlying layer of the chiral network, we use instant communication model so that the real data can be communicated immediately in different groups. Besides that, we also created something we call it a dual account system. We all know that, so what is a dual account system? It's quite simple, and we all know that one of the, I think it's very important and dispensable for scalable application in the DeFi market. Because we all know that one of the advantages of a blockchain is it's transparent. But to some extent, in the real application in business world, it is also the disadvantage. I'll give you an example. If we do business together, it means I transfer 1 million to you, and definitely we don't want the whole net to know actually we do a business and the amount of transaction, am I right? Because this is the business secret. But because of the nature of a blockchain itself, in today's design of a public chain logic, it is impossible for the whole network cannot recognize this transaction and know the secret, the business secret between us. So on this content, someone may say, yes, we can use anonymous account, we can use anonymous coin, but the thing is, for the anonymous coin, it means if someone did some evil in this system, we cannot trace back to the specific evil. It means we cannot work with the government, we cannot guarantee the requirements of the government. In this context, we design the dual account system. So basically, we have a basic account and anonymous account, and this basic account and anonymous account is one-to-one encryption. After you did the KYC, you get the basic account. Basically, this is your identity on the blockchain, and you also get anonymous account, and all business activities actually happened in this anonymous account. It means everything we can provide the data and the privacy in this anonymous account only when the regulatory requirements required us to provide this information on this anonymous account, and all our guardian nodes agree to share this information. Then we can convert through the decryption technology to get the relationship between the basic account and the anonymous account, and then we can find who is the evil guy. The third part is about the stablecoin. This is nothing new on the ZVChain. Basically, the logic for designing or issuing stablecoin on ZVChain is basically the same like the MakerDAO, right? But there is one thing more, is we use the cross-chain technologies. It means not only those digital assets on ZVChain, but also on other blockchains like EOS, Ethereum, or some on the Bitcoins can swap as the WZVC, which is a basic currency in the ZVChain stablecoin system. Then we use smart contracts to collateral and also settlement of the currency. Besides that, we do something more, right? Like I mentioned before, not only those digital assets should be on-chain, but also for these physical and offline assets. So if we can work with indispensable agents, we are trying to tokenize those traditional financial assets like stocks, exchanges, and also some physical assets like cars, woods, houses. Here, I give you real use cases on ZVChain. This is a solution we provided for a commodity supply chain. This is a plastic supply chain. So in the plastic industry, when the merchant buy the plastic from the supplier, actually they cannot buy, because it's a small amount, so they cannot buy the plastic from the supplier directly. It should go through different small and medium intermediaries. So in this industry, these small and medium enterprises, they use the node to transfer, and they only need to pay 20% of the money, and they don't need to pay until there is a real deliver the plastic to the merchants. So all those processes are paper-based. Some of them even oral contract. It means one of those intermediate, if they default, the whole market will be affected. Right now, we tokenize those plastic, and also we use a smart contract to do the transfer of the node in different intermediate. In such a way, it reduces the default cost and make the whole process transparent. So imagine a world. In this world, you can only have you could only use one ledger, and for this ledger, you can instant visible of the settlements, and it can be seen by all parties. Imagine a world you can achieve instant visibility on the account of account settlements, supply chain logistic management, and other transaction records. It would be easy for issuers to issue securities on chain themselves. They only need to use the smart contracts to do the smart securities. Contains both the transaction and life cycle management features. And for investors, they can manage their investments themselves while the smart wallet applications. There is no intermediaries. They may also need some specialized investment services like investing their liquidity or managing their collateral accounting. They may also need some fiduciary services like protect keys against loss, or to verify the contents of the wallet on the behalf of the third-party investors. I think at that moment, the world will be very different, and I believe this will achieve one day. Thank you.